Welcome back to Between the Lines with Kalen. Grab your favorite bevy and a blanket and join me as we dive into Chapter 12 from Book 1 Beginnings of the Emerson Grove series. Sorry if my voice sounds a little rough this morning. Seem to be fighting a sore throat. Hopefully it doesn't go into anything more, but maybe it'll just sound sexy and not really like a sore throat. All right, let's jump into the book. But before we get into the new stuff, let's recap the chaos from last week. We saw DJ and Roxy doing a little coffee date post-mortem on DJ's Friends with Benefits hookup with Butch. I mean, can we just take a second to appreciate how special a relationship like that could be with the right person? Yeah. But of course, the high didn't last for DJ. Right after that legendary night, Jared decided to show up and ruin the mood. Thankfully, Cam was there to play hero, handle Jared, and get a message over to Officer Steve. But as we saw, Steve's little visit to the Anderson agency might have done more harm than good. Jared is now officially seeing red. Today, the energy shifts. The ladies are tackling the first item on their Margarita Monday bucket list, Roxy's fitness class. She's already promised to kick their asses, so let's see if all the sweating leads to anything interesting. Spoiler alert, it definitely does. Let's dive into Chapter 12. The gang is all here for the first of our list activities, and Roxy has already pre-warned us that she will be seriously kicking our asses in this workout today. It was her suggestion to attend a fitness class at least once a week to our list that we created the last Margarita Monday. Well, she was not wrong. As I enter the fitness facility, I notice a plethora of extremely good-looking guys working out with the equipment. It appears that the addition of 5 young ladies to the fitness class in the adjacent room did not go unnoticed. I observed several men deciding to forego the equipment workout today and join the fitness class. Although, truth be told, I'm not sure the attention had more to do with Nala than her sexy saunter into the class. Nala just owns her sexuality and commands male and female attention when she walks into a room. She has an ineffable beauty and a sexual confidence that magnetizes attention to her. True to her word, Roxy has everyone breathing heavy and drenched in sweat. Apart from the gorgeous man scenery in this room, I really enjoyed the workout. It felt good to stretch out the muscles that got worked out with Butch last night. I think I'm a bit jealous of her. Roxy's signature end to her fitness classes is with some yoga stretches. We all step to the side to pick up our yoga mats and find a place on the floor. I notice that several men have strategically moved themselves in their yoga mats beside us. I'm so busy watching my friends that I fail to see the gorgeous man who moves his mat beside me. I'm pulled out of my friend watching by a deep voice beside me. Mind if I park my mat here, beautiful? I'm a little flustered as I look to my right to see who owns the deep baritone and see who he is talking to. Deep blue eyes capture mine, and it's followed by a smile and a raised eyebrow. Do you mind if I park here? I'm in shock when I realize he's talking to me. I really need to be more aware of my surroundings instead of watching my friends. I encourage Mr. Blue Eyes to join me, and Roxy starts the yoga portion of today's torture. We finish with a relaxing yoga pose, and everyone collapses on their mats. Thank goodness this fucking torture is over. Mr. Blue Eyes is already rolling up his yoga mat while I'm stuck horizontal. He tucks it under one very muscular arm and reaches out a hand. I fucking melt. No other way to put it. This man is like sex on a stick. Pure heat in a very sexy, muscular form. Of course I take his hand. It's polite, right? I also want to touch every inch of him. I'll start with the hand. He looks like he's about to say something when I hear his phone ping. He looks at his phone and says, "Sorry, beautiful. I have to take this. I hope I get the opportunity to park my yoga mat by you again." Did he just call me beautiful twice? Of course, I know he didn't really mean it. Some guys use that term like a pet name. I am probably about as far from beautiful as possible after that sweaty workout. Sheesh, I need a shower bad. The 5 of us hang out at the back of the room until Roxy has finished saying goodbye to all the participants. We're not even speaking, which is very unusual for us. But this room has so much gorgeous testosterone in it. We are unable to do anything but gawk. I had no idea there was this much man candy that lived in our town. Our sleepy little town of Emerson Grove. Where did they all come from? I really do need to get out more. Millie looks at me and replies, "Me too," emphatically. I chuckle because I didn't even realize that I said that out loud. Well, if the first activity on our list has been this successful at introducing us to some gorgeous man scenery we have been missing out on, bring on the rest of the activities, because this is going to be fun. Roxy joins us at the back of the room, and we tell her how great the class was. Something feels different here today. I've attended Roxy's classes before, but today was something entirely on another level. I can't resist asking Roxy. I understand that it has been a couple of months since I attended one of your classes, or even set foot in a fitness facility. But seriously, Roxy, I don't ever remember this place being loaded with gorgeous men. Is it my imagination, or has something changed here? Roxy shrugs her shoulders and smiles. Come on, Rox, spill. This class was like a casting call for Greek gods that had gone spectacularly right. Roxy tells us that the gym is under new ownership, but it hasn't been formally announced yet. Rumor has it that the new owner has some interesting ideas for the future. She tells us how excited she is to see some changes. Then all the attention turns to me when Barb asks if Cam finished wiring up my security system. Everyone starts talking at once. Apparently no one else had heard about my tumultuous week, and they want to know why I need a security system. I give everyone the abbreviated version and say that I will fill them in on the details at our next Margarita Monday. This has been a lot of fun, and we all commit to attending this class every Wednesday after work. I tell Roxy that I will likely sign up for a few more classes now that I'm working from home. I really need to ensure that I get out to a few more activities that are out of the house and not just sitting working at my kitchen table. Also, the scenery here is fucking awesome. What an excellent incentive for me to attend the classes. On my way out, I see Mr. Blue Eyes standing by the check-in desk, still on his phone. He notices me and winks. Oh, hell, I think my panties just got a little damp. That man is gorgeous. I really need to come here more often. Roxy catches up to me in the parking lot and asks if I want to join her for pizza and a beer. Absolutely. Let's top up those calories that we just burned in class. I would hate to leave my body in a deficit. We throw our workout bags into our respective cars and walk over to Antonio's Pizzeria, which is conveniently located just down the street. As I hold the door open for Roxy, I jokingly mention that the walk to Antonio's has burned additional calories, and I may need to add a dessert to my pizza order. We step in and say hi to Tony, who is behind the counter acting as host. Tony and his wife Amelia own the pizzeria and have for as long as I can remember. They are the quintessential couple that everyone wants to emulate. They love and respect each other, and their partnership that they have both in business and love. They support each other's dreams, and they share a deep connection that is evident to everyone around them. Their relationship is built on trust, laughter, and family. Just being around them makes me crave what they have. Tony comes around the counter and gives us each a hug and leads us through the pizzeria, telling us one of his signature jokes as he seats us at a corner booth. I look at Tony and say to him that this would be a very romantic table if I had a man with me instead of Roxy. Tony laughs and tells me to be grateful for every friend that I have in my life, regardless of their sex. And then he winks and whispers that he promises to seat some single men next to us for our visual enjoyment. Tony takes our drink order and says that Amelia will be around shortly to take our food order. I look around the pizzeria and something is seriously different here too. Fuck me, this place is loaded with gorgeous men. Did I miss another casting call, Roxy? Have we been transported to another universe? What is happening to our sleepy little town? And whatever it is, please don't let it stop. Roxy laughs. I think it has something to do with the new owner of the gym. I have heard rumors, but I haven't met him yet. Rumor has it that he's involved in purchasing more than our gym, and he owns several other businesses. He is looking to relocate his other businesses here and is working on a land deal on the outskirts of town to build his offices. This could be just the boost that our town needs to bring some competition to the greedy business owners that have enjoyed their reign of tyranny for far too many years. I'm a little shocked to hear the news from Roxy first. How did I not know any of this was happening? And how did I not notice the influx of gorgeous men before today? I'm embarrassed to say that until today, I had not noticed anything new happening around town. Do I really live such a sheltered life with my head in the sand? Am I that consumed by my sad little life? Roxy just laughs at me. To be honest, DJ, if I didn't work at the fitness center, I probably wouldn't have noticed either. It's unmistakable at work that there is something big happening. Amelia slides into the booth next to me and gives me a huge hug. Sweetie, I'm so sorry to hear about what that jackass Jared has done to you. If you need anything at all, please let us know. Tony and I are covering your dinner for tonight. It is shitty being without a job. I melt into her hug and chuckle that she referred to Jared as a jackass. Thank you for the offer to cover my meal, but it's unnecessary. I go on to explain to both Roxy and Amelia how I ended up with 3 of the Anderson agency top clients. I make more money now than I did working for them. So dinner tonight is on me, and I'm leaving one outrageously large tip for my favorite couple. Amelia leaves with our order while our drinks arrive, and Roxy and I toast. We toast to my new job and all the gorgeous men who have infiltrated our small town, and to our journey to completing the list. Roxy and I have a great dinner, as always, and we both take home enough leftovers to cover our next night's dinner. We say our goodbyes as we leave, and it's a quiet walk back to our cars that we left parked at the gym. By the time we reach our cars, it's dark out and the gym is closed, but suspiciously, there are a number of vehicles parked in the lot. The lights at the front of the gym are out, but we can see the offices at the rear of the building are lit. There is definitely something afoot in our sleepy town. With that final comment, we both get in our respective vehicles and head home. As I pull into my apartment complex, I notice a vehicle that is unfamiliar to me parked in a spot at the end of the second row, which is generally vacant. I really don't give it too much thought. Maybe someone has company for the night. As I drive by, I notice that someone's sitting in the vehicle. Suddenly, the hair on the back of my neck stands up. I hit the Bluetooth in my car and call Butch. Hey, babe, are you looking for some company again tonight? Well, that would be a great offer, my friend, if I wasn't freaked the fuck out right now. What's happening, DJ? Butch now sounds freaked out. I'm not sure if I'm being overly suspicious, Butch, but there is a non-familiar truck parked in a usually vacant spot in my parking lot. I didn't think much about it. Well, actually, I thought that maybe somebody was getting lucky here tonight. And then, as I turned the corner, I realized that someone was sitting in the truck with the vehicle off. I couldn't get a good look at the person, but they are wearing a ball cap and appear to be talking on the phone. I will be there in 3 minutes. DJ, stay in your car. No, Butch, really? Maybe you can just talk to me while I walk into my apartment and I will feel safer. No, DJ, I'm already in my car, but I'd like you to stay in yours and on the phone. I'm going to park on the street and walk in so I can surprise whoever it is. I will let you know as I get closer, and then you can exit your car and start walking towards your apartment to distract him while I sneak up. Butch keeps talking while he drives over. Okay, DJ, exit your car and start walking towards your door. Keep the phone line open. But don't talk until you hear back from me. And be ready to dial 911 if I tell you. Now I'm in super panic mode. I can feel the panic escalating. My heart is beating in my ears so loud. I'm scared I won't hear Butch if he calls for help. All of a sudden, I hear a loud noise, like someone hitting a vehicle. And Butch yells for me to call 911. I dial and start walking towards where the truck was parked. The operator asks me what is happening. And Butch yells into my phone that there is an identified attacker in the parking lot being detained. He needs cars and sirens to light up the fucking parking lot immediately. I hang up from the operator and walk closer to see a man being held against the side of the vehicle by Butch. I'm about to ask Butch who it is, and the guy turns his face and smiles. It's fucking Jared. Butch has a balaclava in his hands that he removed from Jared as he removed him from the driver's seat of the truck. Butch, using his big body, slams Jared roughly into the side of the truck. You think that's funny, you slimy piece of shit? Sitting in a dark parking lot at night waiting for DJ? With a balaclava on. Was that for extra fear factor, or were you hoping to hurt her and not be identified? Moments later, the parking lot is lit up with flashing lights and sirens from multiple police vehicles. Must be a slow night for the boys. The first officer out of his vehicle is Steve. Seeing that Butch has a good command of the stalker, Steve approaches me to see if I'm physically okay and asks if I need medical attention. Butch replies, if you turn around for a couple of minutes, Steve, I can assure you that there will be someone here that will require medical attention, and it won't be myself or DJ. Confident that I'm okay, Steve steps over to the truck. So, Butch, would you like to introduce me to your friend? Officer Steve, I would like to introduce you to Jared fucking Anderson. Steve's face immediately goes crimson. I'm not sure that I have ever seen him that angry. The other officers on the scene approach, and Steve tells them to cuff Jared. Butch releases Jared, and the officers cuff him, bringing him over to Steve. Jared's just laughing at Steve and tells him that he might as well let him go. In case the officer needs a review lesson in the law, it's not against the law to park in an apartment parking lot. I told this fucker when he grabbed me out of my truck that I was here to meet a friend at her apartment. I want him arrested for assault. First, Cam assaulted me this afternoon, and you did nothing. Now Butch has assaulted me. I won't let this go. I want him arrested, and I demand that you release me. Steve looks at Jared like he's bored. Well, Jared, sorry to interrupt your plans for tonight, but the officers will be detaining you and taking you to the station. You will have an opportunity to tell them the name, address, and phone number of the lady friend that you supposedly had plans with tonight, so they can contact her to corroborate your story. While my officers are detaining you, I will be contacting Cam to provide me with the footage from the security cameras that he installed today so that we can view them and see if they provide additional details for the events tonight. The officers start to lead Jared away to their patrol car, and Steve calls out, "Oh, and Jared, I want you to understand that your failure to provide unrefutable evidence to the contrary of what we see here, you will most certainly be charged to the full extent of the law. I don't care what your last name is or who your father is in this town. I visited your office this afternoon and warned you to stay away from DJ. Not 12 hours later, you were found suspiciously in the parking lot of her apartment building, sitting in a vehicle, one row back from her apartment door, wearing a balaclava. Do you think we are all idiots?" Well, fuck, that was news to me. Steve visited Jared this afternoon to warn him. Butch walks over and pulls me into a huge hug. I'm shaking like a leaf. Realizing how seriously Steve and Butch are taking this makes me wonder if I have underestimated Jared's hatred for me. Steve sticks around to get our statements, and then he asks for my permission to call Cam and get the footage. He lets us know that unless by some miracle Jared's lady friend story checks out, he will be detained overnight and charged in the morning. Unfortunately, he will likely be released on bail before noon. Steve says that he will call me once he has viewed the footage from my cameras. My heart sinks, because I have my doubts that the camera views will reach where Jared had parked his truck. I walk back to my vehicle and retrieve my gym bag, purse, and leftovers from dinner. Butch joins me at my car and asks if I want company. I see his eyes wander, and he asks if I need some help with the leftovers. We both share a laugh, and it releases a bit of the tension. Butch grabs my keys from my full hands and opens the door for us. Bandit meets us at the door, and he is freaking out, screeching loudly. I put my stuff down, pick him up, and give him a cuddle. Poor guy probably freaked out at all the sirens and flashing lights. The minute Bandit sees Butch, he releases from my cuddle and jumps into Butch's arms. Butch gives a hearty chuckle as he cuddles Bandit and opens the container of leftovers to see what is on offer. Both of our phones ping with a text from Cam. DJ, I hope you're okay. Got some great footage from the cameras and sent it to Steve. I'm not sure Jared can talk his way out of this one. Chat soon. Well, my between the lines friends, it's that time again. Time to pull our heads out of the book and head back into the reality of our own lives. I hope you have something wonderful planned for your day. Here in my corner of the world, I'm hoping that the sun pops out and stays out for a bit, and I can clean up my deck and wash down my patio tables to hopefully do some writing outdoors this coming week. It's starting to look like the perfect spring morning. Don't forget to head over to Patreon if you want to hear my post-show thoughts on today's chapter and get an early, I want to say view, but it's on an audio file, an early access to one of our spicy scenes in the next book that's coming up that I just wrote this week. It's a good one. So you might want to head over to Patreon to hear that one. I will see you right here next Sunday for the next episode of Between the Lines with Kalen. Sorry for the coughing and the sore throat this week. Hopefully all will be better by next week. Ta-ta for now. Enjoy your week, and we'll meet you in the book.